Hi everyone, how are you doing? My name is Tom. I am currently a student at university studying applied fitness, and today I'm going to go through my 12 tips and tricks for finishing and completing Year 12 HSC in New South Wales and whatever it is called anywhere else in the world. As someone who's recently graduated it, I found it quite difficult, so I thought I'd share with you. So let's get into it. So my first tip and trick is to make sure that you find the balance between your studies and your actual life. You'll have to manage work-life balance in the real world, so why not start it now? It's the perfect time to practice. Make sure you keep up with your hobbies and your leisure activities, and talk to someone if things are overwhelming. Remember, everyone at school nowadays is on your side and is looking out for you and your mental health, so find the balance between your school studies and your actual life. My second tip, don't stress too much. Year 12 is not the be-all and end-all of your life. I can promise you that. I'm not even 6 months out of school yet, and I can tell you right now, my path is going down a completely new path to where I even thought I was in Year 12. You've got so much time in your hands, it's not funny. You can still choose what path you want to go down at 40 or 50. You know, if you think of retirement ages around 70 years now, if you change your path at 50, you've still got 20 years on that path. That's so much time on your hands. So just be patient and don't expect everything to happen overnight, okay? Have perseverance, have patience, and have pride. Use the 3 Ps. My third tip, treat your academic studies like real world work. Now, I was never an academic student. I hated school. I really did not like school. But one thing that made me work as hard was when I was told for my intern job by my boss, treat your school studies like this job, or even better, treat it like a game you're refereeing. From that moment on, even though I felt like I had failed miserably at everything, I worked and studied hard as I knew that would get me to the top. I have to work hard no matter what in the real world, even if I didn't like it. I had to quit focusing on the results in the short term and focus on the long term hard work and study. That's going to happen in the real world. And another thing that encouraged me to work as hard as I did was me thinking that my teachers were going to talk to my future bosses, and I wanted them to give me good. I know it probably never happened unless I asked them to, but I always had that in the back of my mind going, right, I want teachers to make a good impression of me and say that I actually worked hard even if I didn't do well. I'd rather them say that than say I did really well but I didn't work hard at it. So yeah, third tip, treat your school work and studies like the real world. Fourth tip, make a to-do list each day. I cannot stress this point enough. To-do lists on a pen and paper or in a diary, or personally for me, I use Notion, which is a note-taking app. It's my favorite note-taking app, I should add. It will help you plan out your day and get you the most important things done, as well as activities and stuff you have outside of school. Thinking of that work-life balance and that school-life balance that we talked about earlier on. I would write everything down that I needed to get done in the day and all the activities I had, whether it be training, game day, whatever, go gym, whatever, write all that down, and then I would choose 3 subjects from that day's learning schedule that I'd then go home and spend 40 minutes on. But making sure I ticked all that stuff off and really helped me get motivated. And ticking off a task will help you go and get another task and another task and another task. So doing a to-do list each day, highly recommended. My 5th tip, wake up at 5 a.m. each day. Now, you can call me crazy, but this is the best possible thing for you. There's no phone calls, there's no text messages, everyone in your house is still asleep, not much is happening on social media. It's just total focus time. It's a time for you to sit down and smash out 1 or 2 hours of study before you even go to school, or even smash out 1 or 2 hours of maybe work or extracurricular stuff that you might want to get done now, so then you can focus on your school studies during the day. For me, going to school knowing that I had an upper day on the hand, I had an upper hand on the day, it really helped me. It was just a really good feeling, though, that the day hadn't even started, yet I'd smashed out a load of study already. It's also a good time to get your to-do list done, so I highly recommend waking up at 5 a.m. Okay, my sixth tip is make a choice and don't think too much about it. This one may be a little bit weird, but when it comes to life in the real world, there are going to be decisions that you're going to have to make, whether I choose job A or job B, whether I choose this project or this project, and it's going to be the same with school. What do you choose? Do I choose this topic for the assignment, or do I choose this topic for the assignment? Do I pick this subject or do I pick this subject? You know, all things like that. You're not going to know how the other one panned out, so just pick one and go for it. You have nothing to lose on this one. People get so overwhelmed with making decisions on a daily basis, and they always think the worst of the other one. Oh, what if I pick this one but this one could have done better? Who cares what this one would have done? You've picked this one, now smash it out and go for it. You know, don't overthink it too much. It's going to happen on a daily basis, so start now. My seventh tip: take time to research and plan your post-school options. This can be a really nice time to just give you a break from your studies and think about what the big dream and what the big possibility is, and that's the real world. Whether you go off to university next, or you go to university and you do a part-time job, or whether you go into a full-time job, just know that the bigger picture is post-school, not in school. So taking time to plan it and to research it can really motivate you. And you know, if your school has a careers advisor, go and use them. You know, they are the best people, and for me, I know I was really grateful to have my careers advisor. She was very experienced, and she actually got me into the university that I'm in today. So, and I only decided that 2 days out from graduating that I wanted to go to uni. So like, heaps of time, and yet I'm now in uni. I'm studying applied fitness, like I said before. So, I mean, just sit down and look forward to the future. Number 8 is probably the most important tip I could give you. Number 8, look after your mental health. It is more important than anything on your Year 12 journey. Okay, from someone who suffers from mental health, it's on the dark side. Not on the dark side. It's a bit more easier for me now. But from someone whose mental health journey was a very long toll, if you don't take care of your mental health, you will struggle. Okay, I can't stress that enough. See your school counsellor, see a mental health professional, whether it be a psychologist or a counsellor outside of school. Just take the time and take the days off to recover, okay? Personally for me, to make sure I didn't miss any school, I used my carnival date. So unfortunately in 2020 we only had one carnival, so now we have your swimming, your athletics and your cross country, or swimming, cross country, athletics. We only had swimming, but I took that day off so I can go and do my mental health assessment. I think that's really, really important that people do that, and you're not missing out on school. Just got to be careful. I know in HSC New South Wales, I know there's rules saying if you're X days out from an assignment or an exam block, you've got to make sure there's a legitimate reason. So obviously, I should say a legitimate reason. So just make sure that if you don't want to fill out any extra paperwork, you go outside those hours. Other than that, use those carnival dates. Use any other time that is free and that you don't think is relevant to go to a GP and just go and get it done. But I'm not stopping you. If you need to take a day off, take the day off for your mental health. Everyone's going to understand this is the most important tip I could ever give you. Make sure that you have time for physical activity. This is my tip number 9. Go for a walk, go to the gym, play a weekend sport, do some sort of physical activity. The endorphins that come from it really refresh your mind, and you'll feel more motivated, and you'll feel better than going on a 20-minute walk than you would spend extra 20 minutes studying. Okay, 20 minutes is not a lot of time, but it's good enough for you to get out and just realize that physical activity is actually good for you, and that you can actually refresh and restart your mind. That's as well as sleeping and all that, but I always aim to do at least between 20 to 40 minutes to an hour of exercise a day, just depending on what I'm doing. I really felt that was beneficial than sitting down here at my desk where, you know, I could just be doing an extra 20-30 minutes of study when I bang that out early in the morning. So again, that morning comes back in, you've banged that out early, why do you need to sit down and do it now? And you've also got tomorrow morning. So yeah, make sure you get some physical activity in. My 10th tip, start everything earlier. I like study notes, revision, assessment tasks, major projects, start everything early, especially with major projects. Start them as soon as you get them. Normally with your major projects, some of them can last for like a term, some of them a term and a half. They're a long time project. There's a reason why they're a long time, is because there's a lot of information into them. So start everything as early as you can. And again, treat it like it's an actual project that you're doing at work, at a proper job. Treat it like that, and just just do it the best you can. Dedicate yourself time to that. That's without saying your study notes, your revision, and your assessment tasks are also very important. Even your exams, they're all very, very important. I found my majors for my subjects, my favorite assessment tasks. They were my absolute favorite. I did an e-portfolio. We did music performances. They were my favorite because I really enjoyed them. That's generally all it is. I prefer them over the exams. I prefer them over the HSC, if you don't. But it was also a chance for me to get creative with it all as well. Like, the major projects, the musics, textiles, I think had some information process technology. It's a time for you to get out there and be creative. Visual Arts sort of had as well. Be creative with it all. It's your mind, it's your expression. There for you. But if you don't start anything early, then you're going to be falling behind, you're going to slack behind. So make sure we're finishing them early. Starting them early, enough time. You get me? Fail, and fail now. That's my 11th tip. What? I can't fail? Nah, it would ruin me. Wrong. Remember what I said earlier? I said, you've got so much time in your hands. If you're 40 or 50 and you want to change your career path, you can do that. You've still got 20 years before you even think about retiring. How are you going to learn something new? How are you going to learn from that? You can't just go into everything expecting you're going to nail it all. You've got to go in there knowing that you're clueless and that you've got to fail in order for you to go up. 2 steps forward and 1 step back is still 1 step forward. That 2 steps forward being positive, that 1 step back being a failure, it's still 1 step forward and you're still already ahead of the game. But even 1 step forward, 1 step back, you haven't moved, and that's still okay. You've got so much time in your hands, and it's time to experiment new things as well. Lifelong skills and stuff that you can incorporate into the real world. So make sure you fail, and make sure you fail now. My 12th tip and my final tip is to enjoy Year 12 while it lasts as well. Year 12 it was a really struggling time for me, but the people that made it better, my teachers, my whole class of 2020 at my school, it was all really enjoyable. And the reason why it was enjoyable was because everyone had each other's back. When you hit Year 12, there's a sense of maturity that everyone just goes up in, and everyone's just focused on themselves, but as well, everyone was cooperative with each other. Like, people who I'd never talked to before, I was actually starting to talk to a lot more. And that's just a realization as well. So, just have fun and enjoy. That's all I'm trying to say. Whether you're a smart kid or not, whether you're a sporty kid or not, whether you work hard or not, everyone respected you because everyone was different. And there's no shame in saying that. Everyone's different. If we were all the same, it'd be a pretty boring world. So everyone was different, but I think that was really good. And teachers want to help you for life outside of school. That's what they're there for, and that's what they're going to try and prepare you for. Not the academic studies, more the lifelong skills and talking to people and problem solving and all that stuff. They're all there to try and help you. And if this is the one place to fail, school's the best place to do it. So just enjoy it and have fun while it lasts. So they're my 12 tips for conquering the Year 12 HSC. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to leave a like rating to let me know that you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.